Who is Methodist Senior Services?
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
Born from the desire to put hands to God's ministry of caring for His elder children, this faith-based, not-for-profit organization was established in 1962 in Tupelo, Mississippi. Through its mission to serve older adults in the spirit of Christian love, Methodist Senior Services provides a variety of senior living options across the state of Mississippi. Its communities focus on comfort and affordability while meeting the physical, social, and spiritual needs of older adults. It is Christian love that inspires her staff and volunteers to do whatever it takes to answer God's call to serve Mississippi's elders.
In the 10th chapter of Luke, Jesus gives us a model for how we care for the elders. Most people know that verse and that parable as the parable of the Good Samaritan, where Jesus teaches about the answer to the question, who is our neighbor? But there's an often overlooked verse in there, in verse 35, in which the Good Samaritan takes the injured man to the inn and gives the innkeeper some money, gives him all the money that he has, and says, take care of him and bring him back to health. And if this is not enough money, when I come back, I'll pay you in full. We see that as a vision for our mission at Senior Services, to do whatever it takes to provide quality, affordable living options for our seniors, to be innovative in what we do, to go the second mile. We don't just give them a place to stay in a room. We come back to check on them, and we continue to find ways to do whatever it takes to meet their needs.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
Knowing their work is a ministry and not just a job, the employees of Methodist Senior Services do things differently from the way the rest of the world does them. The organization's core values recognize its servant ministry by placing the dignity of elders and a compassion for those she serves above all else.
Our work is a sacred work and a sacred calling, and because of that, we demand excellence among our employees, because what we do is too important to settle for anything less.
That is why MSS's innovative nature has led the nation in the development of new care concepts, like the greenhouse homes, which deinstitutionalized nursing home life and provides a warm, green, and smart environment where loneliness, helplessness, and boredom is eliminated. That is just one example of how Methodist Senior Services has changed the face of elder care in Mississippi.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
Methodist Senior Services is a not-for-profit corporation. What that means is we are not in business to make a profit. We are in business to serve seniors at a reasonable cost and an affordable cost for the average Mississippian. Our profits are invested in our residents and in the services that we provide.
MSS actively invites its volunteers and donors to become involved in its ministry by contributing both time and resources to the betterment of its campuses. As good stewards, Methodist Senior Services emphasizes a more with less mentality among its workers and has been able to leverage the resources God has provided to get the most for her elders. Its 12 locations around the state are well known as the leaders in retirement living, not just in Mississippi, but across the South.
As a faith-based not-for-profit, we step out on faith, knowing that God will provide in that which we do, and as we so often find in our faith. We don't always know where it is that God is leading us. We don't always understand the challenges and sometimes why those challenges. But as we step in faith, we know that God will provide. God will provide the dollars that are necessary. And the way God provides those dollars that are necessary for our work is through the people that He places before us.
The folks at MSS don't cut corners when it comes to their residents. That's just not who they are. When a need arises, the staff does everything it can to meet that need.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
Methodist Senior Services is also honest and ethical in all of her dealings. The MSS employees hold themselves to God's standards and not just federal and state laws. That's why staff members are often found going beyond the call of duty to care for the elders.
Everybody, that's here to help you, they're always willing to come when you need them.
It's the next best thing that we have seen, that other than being able to stay at home.
Methodist Senior Services places her highest value on people, the residents, family members, staff, and vendors. It's the people who make up Methodist Senior Services.
Buildings and cash are important resources that help us do the job, but it's our investment in people and relationships that set us apart.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
I am Methodist Senior Services.
Most importantly, Methodist Senior Services has never turned aside from its vision to make Mississippi the best place in our country to grow old.
The world's changing. Healthcare is growing in complex ways. Economic climates are uncertain, but the thing that's constant is the need for quality, affordable care and senior housing options for the elders. At Methodist Senior Services, we're committed to doing that, to providing that no matter what the climate is and no matter how complex the healthcare issues are.
For over 50 years, Methodist Senior Services has made elder care its primary ministry by providing options for independent and assisted living, 24-hour skilled nursing care, innovative greenhouse homes, and community outreach programs. Recent additions to campus life include on-site pharmacy and therapy services. MSS continues to foster new ideas to make daily living easier and more satisfying for its residents.
By doing the right thing for our elders, by following God's mission, our ministry will flourish.
We are Methodist Senior Services.
We are Methodist Senior Services.
We are Methodist Senior Services.
Who is Methodist Senior Services? It's a dedicated group of people, residents, employees, volunteers, and donors, all committed to serving older adults in the spirit of Christian love by daily carrying out John Wesley's charge to do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Methodist Senior Services, celebrating 50 years of ministry and beyond.